up, everybody? It's PrimeTime Sports Podcast, brought to you by Digging in the Crates, the Hooker and Mac Show. It's your boy, Filthy Franco.
And President Eli.
And, man,
we back with another one, man.
Another one.
Banger.
It's a Thursday episode. Today is February 25th, 2021, and the All-Star teams have been announced this week.
Snub.
So who's... Actually, let's tell them who's in the player pool for their draft. So the player pool, the team captains are LeBron and KD.
Obviously.
Of course. LeBron's always going to make it. And then KD, because he came back and he's been hooping, straight hooping. So the starters are Giannis, Bradley Beal, first time.
Bradley Beal deserves to start.
Time, like, he's been deserved it, but, like, this is, like, yeah. Bradley Beal, Steph, Luka Doncic, Kyrie, Nikola Jokic, and Kawhi Leonard. Which Kawhi, people don't really talk about Kawhi because he's so quiet.
Not
like
lately,
he's been hooping, but
I just think he's not what we touched on last episode. Charisma in certain players. He doesn't have that charisma that people are just like.
It's like Tim Duncan.
Exactly.
Tim Duncan's probably lower on the all-time ranking list in a lot of people's eyes because
he's not as charismatic.
Yeah, exactly. So we also have Jaylen Brown for the reserves, AD, which he probably won't play. So they
said today I read this morning, Devin Booker will replace AD.
Okay,
the All-Star game.
But that takes out the only stuff I really cared about.
Yeah,
besides Domantas Sabonis, besides Sabonis.
I mean, well, Dame didn't get snubbed. I'm saying as far as Dame, well, okay, we're talking about people that didn't make it at all.
That didn't make it at all.
Okay.
Man, starter, not starter, you're an all-star regardless.
That's true.
So, okay, now D-Book in place of Anthony Davis, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, James Harden. If you really want to argue for somebody being that should have been a starter, it's James Harden.
Facts.
Over Damian Lillard in my eyes. Zach LaVine, his first time, well-deserved.
Definitely respect. I watched a nice little video. They had his parents and friends. That was very nice.
Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, which there was controversy because people were like, well, Devin Booker has better numbers.
Didn't make it, but Chris Paul made it.
But the thing is, Chris Paul is the reason why they're
really doing
Chris
good.
Paul didn't make the All-Star?
No, he did. He made it over Devin Booker, and people were upset about that because Devin Booker has better numbers on the stat sheet.
Scoring wise.
Yeah, but, Chris Paul's the reason why they're the
CP has the leadership. I mean, with no CP, last year, where were the Suns?
Exactly. So, Julius Randle, another first time.
Very much respect, man.
I thought
Who does he play for now?
New York. The Knicks. Yeah, he
gave my boy MVP chance.
Honestly, after his 1 year on the Pelicans, I thought
it was over.
I mean, yeah, he's talented, but he's never gonna be like a winner.
Sheesh.
I thought he was just. I thought he was one of those hoopers that put up empty numbers. But I mean,
that's been my boy, man.
This man got the Knicks in playoff contention. That's
so insane. Definitely happened to see my boy make All-Star appearance.
Yeah, that's insane. He's really got the Knicks in playoff contention. Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, Nikola Vucevic, and Zion Williamson. His first All-Star appearance as well.
He made it before Ja.
So we have 4 first-timers now. Actually, no, 5. I'm sorry. 5. Bradley Beal, D-Book, Zach LaVine, Zion, and Julius Randle.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool,
It's nice seeing. We typically see the same.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly what I was about to say.
People every year, you already know. It's like, oh, okay. That's why, like you said, we already know Kevin Durant, LeBron, we're going to be there.
So it's nice to see newcomers.
It's either LeBron is a captain and Steph is a captain, or LeBron is a captain and somebody else is a captain.
Exactly.
Last year, who was last year? Giannis and LeBron?
Giannis and LeBron. The year before that, LeBron and Steph. Which, there's an interesting thing there. It's like, we can finally see LeBron and Steph playing on the same All-Star team for the first time this year.
Dang, that's
because before, Steph was hurt.
True.
Last year.
Just different conferences.
Then the year before that was the inaugural, pick your team, and Steph was the other team captain. And before that, LeBron was in the East.
I feel like that was very lame, the way they did the pick your team thing.
You still don't like it?
I didn't like it.
I'm on the fence about it.
It was straight pick. I mean, I feel like, well, no. if they had the setup or gameplay of how they had last year's game with the pick your team, okay, then that would be better because as you can see in that fourth quarter, that was hoops. That was street ball right there. That was straight street ball. Boys,
I'm really hoping that they try and capitalize off of last year's success because that was a really entertaining.
That was one of the best All-Star games. I think the last time I really myself enjoyed.
Right, you never enjoy those All-Star games. It's always boring.
2000 was 2010 through 2011, 12. I think those were the best All-Star games. Around that time, Kobe was hitting the edge of his career. Kevin Durant was coming into his own skin. LeBron was dominating. He's still dominating the league, but he was really, becoming the face of the league at that time. I think those were for me personally, were the best All-Star games. But last year was one of the best that I think I had seen in a long time.
It is definitely the best I've seen in a long time in any sport. I don't even remember the last time I actually enjoyed watching the Pro Bowl. If I've ever.
I don't know. I can't tell you the last time I watched a Pro Bowl.
But yeah. It looks like it's going to be fun. Now the thing is, are people going to opt out because we have a few NBA stars talking about they're not fans of it. So what is this going to look like?
But I didn't know they get fined if they don't play. So I mean, if anything, they could check in. Yes. Kawhi mentioned it. He said, I don't care about playing in it, but I don't want to, have to deal with that fine. So. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was I never even knew you get fined for not playing in an All-Star game. It's an All-Star game. But, yeah, so if
that's got to be some, small little clause in their contracts that nobody...
You feel me? That nobody even knew about.
Or they saw it, but, okay, why wouldn't I want to play in an All-Star game? It's an All-Star game.
But at this point...
And then,
how the season's going, pandemic. I feel as though... I feel like... Even still, last year was fun, not even just because of the way they set it up, but everybody wanted to be the first person to have that Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP award. Mm-hmm. Who wouldn't want to be I got the very first. I got the and ended up being Kawhi. So I feel like it
was still technically the All-Star Game MVP, but now I think it's going to be officially the Kobe Bryant. But I mean, basically everybody.
Everybody's going to want it now, and especially probably with yesterday was 2/24. Well, I mean, it's weeks from now anyway. But with the dates of the month of Kobe's,
Yeah,
I swear.
I know March feels like a long time.
March feels and it's because February is so short as well.
Exactly, it's literally a week from today.
Dang. Well, I'm ready, and I'm off, so we tuning in for sure.
I don't know. I probably got homework to do.
I ain't gonna cap. I'll do it over the weekend.
But yeah, man. All right, so now that we got, who's going to be in there out the way, who do you think got snubbed? But now we can't say Devin Booker.
We can't say Sabonis definitely got snubbed. I mean, I think, but I feel like it's also really has. I feel like it has to do with your team.
Yeah, he also plays in Indiana. So
yes, you play for Indiana. Who really cares? No offense to any Pacers fans. I don't know too many myself, but
right.
Nobody
relatively been good their entire history.
No kid have I known growing up has ever really named an Indiana player besides Paul George at that time. I know nobody that been like, I'm an Indiana fan or whatever, but. You can say Reggie Miller, but who? Come on,
Jermaine O'Neal,
Danny Granger was nice.
Ron Artest.
Okay,
Danny Granger played for Indiana. He was so.
They were good, but I'm saying, but who's walked around saying that's my favorite? They're my favorite team because of this player. Nobody's gonna say I'm a Pacers fan because I love Sabonis.
Only if you live in Indiana, like Mike Epps the only.
When I think about it now, back when Payton was, dominating the league on the Colts. Did you really know that many Colts fans?
I did.
You did?
I did. In middle school, my boy Angelo, he tuned in last week.
My best friend was literally the only Colts fan I had ever met. I don't know that many Colts fans.
I did. At that time, I can't say now, but when Peyton was still in the league, I did know quite a few.
Really? I really didn't. It'd be Eagles, Giants.
Facts. You typically hear the same NFL teams, but basketball, I feel like basketball is more spread out. I'm starting to hear more Charlotte fans. You told me you were a Charlotte fan. I'm like, I'm from Charlotte, but I ain't never rooted for Charlotte. But
always been
it's
pain.
It's been out there.
Pain, but LaMelo balled out last night, boy.
I peeped game. Speaking of the Hornets, you seen we've had in North Carolina, Roy Cooper lifted the curfew and lifted some of the COVID restrictions, and Hornets have said that we can be at 30% capacity at games now, I believe.
Wow.
So we tune in. We going to a game. Franco.
Just might.
We can pull up courtside, man.
I don't know though. I still respect COVID. I know people out there. People have just gotten used to it. And that's like the scariest part of the pandemic. Like it's scarier than COVID that people have just grown accustomed to living in Corona. Like
I respect it. That's
facts.
Like,
I've been seen too many times. Oh, this virus is going to be around. It'll stay. Like,
but to see LaMelo ball out, rookie year.
I can see him on TV, man. What?
Come on, man. What if he
you know his dad gonna be courtside?
Has he been? I haven't even noticed. Has he been at the games?
I mean,
I don't really see him like that. I feel like him and Jordan got that beef because he said he could beat him one.
There is no beef there. There is absolutely no beef there.
He couldn't beat Jordan in his heyday. I mean, I said he couldn't beat Jordan.
Oh, I thought you said he could.
No. He couldn't beat Jordan now.
Yeah, nah.
Michael Jordan can still hoop.
He just ran his mouth just so he can be on TV.
Exactly. It worked.
Great work. Yeah. I love the bluff.
It worked.
Me too.
Okay, so who's another snub?
Oh, yeah. Mike, I don't know if Mike, again, it's his team.
Okay, I'll take that.
It's not really, Jazz is straight.
No, because they got 2 All-Stars.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jazz is straight, but.
And they're the number 1 seed in the West, so you can't really use that.
I don't know, man.
What about Tobias Harris?
Tobias Harris, okay, Tobias Harris. So now we got DeMontis Sabonis, Mike Conley, Tobias Harris. Anybody else?
Who's I mean, really, those 4. I've always thought Mike Conley. To me, he's a great player, but I feel like he's so inconsistent, and you see the same All-Stars because their consistency. Okay. That's just my take on All-Star picks for the most part. I mean, they're gonna choose them based on how consistent they've been throughout. So he's had I think he's been an All-Star maybe.
No, he's never been an All-Star.
He's never been an All-Star?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I was just about to say, there's only 7 players now with more win shares in NBA history to have not made an All-Star game than him.
Sheesh.
There's only 7 players with more win shares than he has that haven't made an All-Star. It's really insane to think somebody like Brad Miller made it.
At least I thought he made it at least once.
Never made it. But I mean, what I'm about to say is really about to segue into another thing I'm about to say. Who would he replace in the West his entire career? You know, Tony Parker in his early career.
Did Tony Parker retire yet?
He's been gone.
Speaking of Tony Parker, I had started watching his documentary last night. It started out pretty good.
I didn't know people in France revered him like that.
Like, I did not. Me either.
Like, I know he was good, but I did not know he was basically the French Michael Jordan. But I mean, seeing how he was like, you know.
And I didn't know he was playing against so many players that were actually also French. Boris Diaw, they grew up playing against each other as kids, and Batum.
Yeah. Nick
Batum. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that they
Nick Batum.
Yeah. I mean, not that Nick Batum's up there, but it was just crazy to know, like, wow,
That's not why I said that.
I know,
$20 million.
I know, yeah. Hornets, I don't know.
Nick Batum. Thanks, Rich Cho. But whatever. So, like I was saying with Mike Conley, who's he going to replace? Now, who is Tobias Harris going to replace on this list?
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is a guard, though.
I mean, but he kind of
also
forward.
You put Tobias Harris over Ben Simmons, bro.
Tobias started balling out.
The 3-point shot don't matter that much, man. I know it's important, but his inability to shoot the 3 does not.
But I still feel as though
he might even be one of the league's best defenders.
Tobias is still just an all-around better scorer, in my opinion, than Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is just an all-around player. He can rebound, he can score, and he can assist.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, he's a good scorer, but Ben can score, he can rebound, he can facilitate the game, he can defend your best player, he can do all that. That's why he's an all-star. His numbers aren't like, you know, he double digits in multiple areas, but like they're not, you know, 20 and 12 assists. He's what, like 15.
I feel like if we list the snubs, Tobias would be at the bottom of that snub, that player snub.
I put him over Mike Conley though. I think I put him over Mike Conley. Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. But back
Domantas Sabonis is what were you gonna say?
Back when Mike Conley, when we played with the Grizzlies, like when that arena was called the Grindhouse, like he should have been an All-Star then.
Back then, yeah,
at least once. But I mean, it didn't happen, and it's happened to a lot of people. It's happened to a lot of people. People that are surprised, like Rod Strickland, never made one.
Yeah. Based on your teams, that's what I say.
But the only player that people are mentioning with the snubs that I can really see being able to replace somebody is Domantas Sabonis. Like, he's really the only one that I could like legitimately see replace somebody.
Kizzy, my boy has been hooping.
Everybody else is like,
his dad played for Portland.
Yeah, Arvidas. Like, he's really the only person I can see. Yeah, okay, I'd be willing to take somebody off for him. But anybody else, like, that's the thing when we talk about snubs. Yeah, this player is good. He's playing like an all-star, but which of the other all-stars is he better than? Like, and this, if you ask somebody that question, they almost can never answer it.
That's facts, though. I mean,
like, I think people are upset
especially at that potential. If we're basing it off positions, he's definitely not better than anybody else that's on the list at his position.
I mean, I think he's on the same field as Julius Randle. I think they about even.
I forgot about Julius.
Yeah, they were. Come on, man.
Okay, we can get it.
What set it apart was two things. Julius Randle plays on the most valuable team in the NBA and one of the most valuable teams in North American sports. And that team has been so bad for the past decade that him having them in playoff contention is darn near MVP worthy. So I think that's really why he made it over him. I could say he could probably replace Nikola Vucevic.
I'm not gonna try to say it.
Not Vooch, because Vooch
hooping, but
he's averaging like 23 and 11, shooting 40%.
Who he play for?
What? Orlando. And you know
I haven't seen Domantas' number in a minute, but Domantas was really putting.
And you know they play in the same division as our Hornets, and I've seen Vucevic light us up many times, man.
But I mean,
Domantas is nasty though.
Exactly. I don't know.
It's all Cody fault. So the blame always falls on Cody, man.
Hey, Biz,
Cody is different, bro.
I love Cody, bro. I remember I was so happy when we drafted him because of Tyler.
He's not UNC Cody.
I love Tyler Zello, so when I found out his younger brother could possibly be a Bobcat, oh my God.
Cody's pretty good.
He's a good defender. He's a good rebounder. Like, I wouldn't want him, like, you know, I think we need to find a starting center, but coming off the bench, that I'd love to keep him.
I'm so glad y'all got rid of Michael Gilchrist. He was terrible.
Oh my God. You and me both, man. It just pains me because, like, we really could have had a backcourt with Kemba and Bradley Beal.
Should have had Anthony Davis there.
Really? We had the worst team of all time, basically, and we still lost the lottery.
How? That's tough.
And this was back when you had a 25% chance of winning if you had the worst record.
Facts. When tanking was really...
They gave it to New Orleans because, you know, their owner had passed. That's really what I think.
Really?
I think it was rigged.
I do too.
I think it was rigged, man.
What?
But the 2012 draft lottery.
And that means the number one pick in the 2012 NBA draft goes to the New Orleans Hornets.
New Orleans won and they didn't even have that bad of a year. I mean, they had a bad year, but it wasn't like, it definitely wasn't on par with us.
They had 2 lottery picks. They had Austin Rivers too.
Yeah, I remember the hype around him was crazy.
Austin Rivers.
I remember going to the first game, like his game against Charlotte, like the first game he played ever against the Bobcats, and like
he played at Duke, right?
Yeah, with Steph Curry.
That was.
And I remember getting the game program, and it wasn't even a Bobcats player on it. It was him. Like, man, he was so hyped.
He hit that shot against Chapel Hill. Oh my God.
No, that was Seth. No, What's it?
That was Austin.
That
was Austin.
Both of them did. Both
Yeah.
of them did. Actually, both of them did have good big shots. But Austin Rivers was more hyped because the game was literally, it was over, supposed to be. And yeah, he
you know what that
shot.
was, Austin?
He ISO'd.
Did Seth hit a shot before that or something? Because I remember.
It might have been a different.
Austin hit the shot over Tyler Zeller trying to close out on him, and my dad was pissed, man. My dad, every time something bad happens with Carolina, my dad's like, man, they should have fired Roy years ago.
I'm dead, not Roy.
But I mean, he's a Dean Smith loyalist, I guess. I don't know.
He's not going anywhere.
So I do remember that. I remember throwing my brother on the couch because that was the day he decided he wanted to be a Duke fan just to get on my nerves.
I'm dead.
But yeah,
little brother stuff.
But yeah, man, that's our all-star selections. You know, that was something we had to get out.
One question: if you, based on what's going on in the regular season, how players are playing, who do you see possibly winning the Kobe Bryant MVP award?
Well, that's a tricky question because usually it's players you would never expect. Like Russell Westbrook, went back to back, or was that AD? No, Russell Westbrook dropped 52 back to back. No,
I think you're right. But I don't think he won back to back. I think it was
somebody. No, he had back to back 52 points.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. Not back to back MVP, but he won one MVP and AD won the second one or something like that. But it's never really the players you're gonna expect to win the MVP award.
Because everybody was
Kawhi is hooping, but I never thought he would.
I didn't think he was. I thought LeBron was supposed to. In my opinion, I thought LeBron should have won. Well, I ain't gonna say he should have won because he didn't have obviously better stats than Kawhi for the game. But I thought going in, knowing that this was the first time they were gonna have that award, I knew everybody was gonna go OD hard. And
exactly.
LeBron he didn't end up getting it.
If I had to say, guessing on how it's usually not the team captains or the best player usually, I'm gonna say Bradley Beal. But watch it end up being Chris Paul.
I got Julius Randle.
Really?
I was going to say Julius Randle, but I think it's going to be
I got Kyrie.
Julius Randle for what?
For winning All-Star Game MVP.
It very well could be. It was really
I got Kyrie winning it. Basically,
watch it be Paul George.
Kyrie or Jason.
Watch it be Paul George.
Kyrie or Jason winning it because I know Kyrie. You know how much Kyrie loves Kobe or whatever. So he's already a over the top type of hooper. But again, for this type of trophy, just
you don't think LeBron gonna get it?
It's never the team captains is never the best player,
and he doesn't care, and he doesn't care to play in this game either. So
a lot of these players aren't.
He's probably going to be doing more.
A lot of these players aren't even ecstatic. So,
speaking of All-Star games, we have a big rivalry rematch coming up. We got the Aggie Eagle Classic Part 2 because we already smacked them Part 1. Home game.
Yep. Yesterday we whooped them 79-63. Quay Parker, the senior guard, and the forward, junior forward, Ty Lyons, each scored 15, and led all Aggies in scoring. Junior forward Webster Fillmore also put in big work, 12 points and 14 boards. His previous career high was 8, so I mean that's nearly double his career high.
My boy
before. And Cameron Legley, Mr. Do It All.
You already know, man.
Do anything, Mr. Record Breaker,
Mr. Pass It,
Mr. Future Pro,
no kidding.
Not just overseas pro, NFL pro. Recorded 11 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, and 3 steals. He was only 3 steals away from the all-time
assist.
Aggie steal record. Yeah. He already got the assist. He got the assist.
Yeah, that's why I brought it.
Who's he passing?
Philip Allen. If he needs.
When did Philip Allen play for A&T?
The early 90s.
Okay.
Philip Allen currently has 225 steals, so he's only 3 away from that.
Nice.
He'll get those.
Oh
yeah, he'll definitely get those.
We're gonna see that happen.
We got too much.
We're gonna witness it happen against the freaking the Eagles. Against the Eagles.
Think he can get 4 against the Eagles? I mean, shoot, he got 3 yesterday, so
I think he can get 4.
So man,
he'll probably go for it just because, but don't get in foul trouble trying to do that though, bro.
And 79-63 don't sound like too bad of a blowout, but Central only led the game for 41 seconds.
And considering the rivalry,
biggest lead was 1.
We're gonna take that.
Their biggest lead was 1 point. They was only beating us by 1 point. So really, it was probably like 3-2 in the beginning of the game. Like they had a 3.
For real.
But their senior forward, Devin Palmer, actually did pretty good. He put up 19 points. But I mean, when you losing by 16, so what? Now, what was real impressive, like I said, about this A&T defense is pretty good. Like I said, Central only led for 41 seconds. That's literally the entire game. And it was only by 1. The MEAC's leading scorer, senior guard C.J. Kaiser, was held to only 11 points.
How? Scraps.
So when you lock him up like that,
lock up.
It's
I'm not saying I could lock him up, but he got locked up.
He did get locked up. That's facts.
11 points.
11 points. You the MEAC's leading scorer.
How?
You ain't gonna be the leading scorer for too long.
That's what happens when you come against that Aggie D.
Exactly, man. We're real impressive. We're
real ones now.
I think we're top 5 in the nation for turnovers forced. I'll have to double check on that, but we're definitely in the top 25 for that. We're really up there in our defense. And shout out to the women's too. They are for sure. They are balling. Also they've always been like this though.
I love wanting to see
if you
passion is
like
there.
if you know Aggie basketball, the women have been up there for a minute now. Like the men are really getting up there in these past 2-3 years, but like the women been up there, and it's I don't think they're coming
strong. I've even encountered them at the Aggie mural played, or not the Aggie mural, but the mural outside the community center.
Oh,
and I've played on the team with them. Shout out to whoever y'all picked me up. Y'all see me, they was like, he got good. He not a good scorer, but we see his hustle. I was like, okay, I respect. Picked us up, and we got a dub. And the guys were really like, for real, they was really trying. So basically that showed, man, the women can compete with the guys for real.
I think it
women's basketball team tough.
They really tough. Like I really hate when people are like, man, they just chicks, man. I should probably play with them.
I'm gonna downplay my defense because I didn't want to block a shot.
Nah, bro. She'll tear you up.
Because then when you really get sauced or they really hit that pass that you wasn't expecting to get past and you lacking on D, now it's ooh, and you don't want that ooh.
You don't want that. You don't want that work.
You don't want to get exposed, bro.
All right, man. So we will get part 2 of the Aggie Eagle Classic on Saturday in Corbett, and listen, it's not looking too good for the Eagles. I mean, I'm gonna knock on wood.
Facts. We need
Aggies haven't lost a home game. The men's basketball team hasn't lost a home game since February 2017.
You already know how
in the MEAC, because Stanford did come down here and we kind of,
we might have that, but it's okay.
But still, we haven't lost a MEAC home game since 2017. I was a junior in high school. I'm a junior in college. That's crazy.
OD.
27 straight, by the way. So yeah, man, that's, tune in to ESPNU if you want to watch that butt whooping.
We know y'all got
you'll probably get the most competitive part of the game will probably be like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, first couple minutes.
That's how it usually develops. But I'm gonna knock on wood.
If we beat them like this, I remember when we played them last year in Corbett. For the first game,
we whooped them in Corbett, but we lost the second one.
Yeah,
and then when we lost, and it sucks because that won them the regular season.
But that's where that home court advantage comes in. Like you said, 25 straight, bro.
But it's COVID, so home court advantage, that's not there.
No dog pound.
True.
We are not there. We are not going to be there. Which it sucks, man.
Oh, we playing them. They coming to us.
Yeah, they coming to Corbett, man. I really thought back in August when I found out that football and basketball was going to be played at the same time. Man, I thought February was going to be
we gonna have some fun. Nah, they capped.
COVID's still here.
They capped hard.
COVID's still here. He said, "I'm back. I'm back in worse than ever." That's really what it said. All right, man. So that's the Aggie Eagle Class. We had to get that out. We had to get that out first before we get further into HBCU basketball.
No kidding.
All right, so, man, the MEAC is low-key top-heavy, especially for the men. So for the North Division, we got the MEAC standings for men's basketball. Team with the best record percentage-wise is the Aggies, 6-1. Now, team with the most wins is Norfolk State, but they're 8-4. So those are the leaders of the North and South Division. Morgan State is second in the North Division with a 6-4 record.
We're just not gonna talk about how bad FAMU down there.
I was about to say that. FAMU second in the South with 4-3 record.
We gotta talk. We're gonna talk junk about FAMU just like we talk junk about Central, because FAMU be on that time. Hey.
FAMU, you talk about them in football, basketball.
Yeah.
Move on. I ain't about to waste my breath on them.
A dub. It's a dub. We leaving them boys on game.
They did ruin our. They are our. That one is them. So I'm not even gonna really talk too crazy.
Oh, word?
Yeah, we lost to FAMU, but we did get them right back. That game you talking about was our revenge.
Y'all had us in the first half.
We're not gonna lie. We're not gonna lie. All right, but getting to the SWAC. SWAC is real interesting because the top is pretty good.
Yeah, them boys good over there.
So number 1, PVAMU. For those of you who don't know, Prairie View A&M University. They are undefeated in conference, 8-0.
Nice.
Followed by Jackson State, who is also undefeated at 7-0. And that, I think that really shows us a testament to how strong they are as a team, because if you remember, like 2 weeks ago, Trishan Jarrett, the SWAC's leading scorer at 20.1 points per game, marched off the court, got into an argument with Javius McInnes, the SWAC's leading rebounder, at 13 boards a game, and they, it was weird because it was so one-sided. Javius McInnes was just in his face, like real passionate, like upset about something. I'm guessing defense, because I was thinking I think they were allowing a comeback, and he
couldn't take
Tristan
it.
Jarrett was just calmly, but it was weird because it was you just was calmly just sitting there, responding, and as soon as they got separated, as soon as it was over, de-escalated, just walked off the court and threw his jersey down. So I think that's a real testament to how strong they are. The team, as a team, the coach is doing a great job, keeping everybody in check, and I think that incident is really going to be behind them. Because a lot of times, really shout out to them, because a lot of times, an incident like that will really sink the season. Like your best player basically just walking out like that, and your second best player or even your 1B player is really kind of the cause for that.
Yeah,
like that's
it clashing, and then
your two best players can't be at odds, and you think you're gonna have a great year. So those are the two. Yeah, they're good. Those are the two undefeated teams in the SWAC. SWAC conference play, to be exact. Southern University is 7-4. Texas State is 5-3, and Grambling is 7-5. So those are your men's HBCU D1 standings. Now moving into the women's standings. So in MEAC, Howard is actually really good, and I did not expect that.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just didn't expect them to be good. I didn't have them high on my ladder going in. Maybe that's on me, but hey, man,
just when you look at us and you look at them, you just like it ain't. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just on such a high horse, or I should say high Aggie, because we've been running it really.
Okay.
Morgan State been challenged us these past few years too, and Bethune-Cookman's got at us too. But I didn't expect Howard to be 8-2 at this point in MEAC play. Morgan State's right behind them too, with a 6-2 record. And those are the leaders for your North Division. For the South, we have the Lady Aggies, man. 7-1. Just like we said, you already know what it is. And behind them, they have no competition in the Southern Division. The second best team in the Southern Division is Norfolk State, and they're 2-4. And it's kind of weird to me because Norfolk State is in the Northern Division for the men's, but they're in the Southern for the women. But
they ain't want no competence, man. That's what that was. Man, come on, man.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Man.
I'm just gonna leave it there and not even think about it.
That is. Now, I'm not gonna lie though. That is very weird.
Yeah. So moving into the SWAC, Jackson State. Hey, man, they good. Whatever. It don't matter the gender. They gonna ball.
Them boys is balling.
Sounds so familiar. Sounds so familiar, man. I don't know what type of school they remind me of. Like they're in schools in Greensboro, I think. They're blue and gold, and they're at HBCU. Jackson State, both their men and women's team just remind me of them so much because they're both good.
They're both great.
But yeah, Jackson State 10-1, dominant, good as ever.
That's tough.
You know how it goes. Alcorn State, they're 10-2, and they also usually have both a good men and women's team, but the men aren't bad, but they're not top 4, top 5. They're still above 500 in conference, but it's just a little slow start probably. That's what I say. Southern University, they're 8-4, so it's almost
pretty close.
It's almost like a same team wins thing for the SWAC. Alabama and AMU, they're 6-3, so Alabama, their men's team is 6-5, I believe. So there's a lot of 6-4, 6-5 in the SWAC for the men, but it's just like, yeah, that's a good record, but it's not up there like contender level. All right, so let's get into these stats. CJ Kaiser, like we said, max leading scorer. He only had 11 though, so I mean, is he really that much of a scorer? Out of Central,
shots
17,
fired, bro.
17.8 points per game. He's doing pretty good. I'm not even gonna.
We can't cap on his name. He just
out of Morgan State.
He had a bad game.
Yeah, man. Out of Morgan State because of the Aggie. That's all I'm gonna say. Out of Morgan State, we got Malik Miller at 8.4 boards a game. All right, man. And you already know who I'm about to say for these assists. If you don't, then
where have you been?
I don't know. Yeah, where you been? Where you been? Where you been? You don't know about Cam Langley, man. Hey, if you don't know, you better find out.
On game. Mangala. She's good.
Mangala out of Norfolk State. We're gonna learn.
Yeah, we're
gonna learn.
Charge it to our head, not our heart.
Right. Out of Norfolk State.
Gandunjui.
Gandunjui. I'm gonna learn. You gonna know by next week.
No kids.
9.5 boards a game. That's pretty good. I mean, she gets the most boards out of the entire MEAC, men and women.
That's tough. For men and women? Oh yeah. She liked that then.
Yeah. So Ayana Warren out of Howard, 5.5 assists a game. So I mean, you gotta. If you 8-2, that means you gotta have your guard distributing. That means your players are doing what they need to be doing, and she is. So we got
somebody
the SWAC
running out that for her nicely.
Yeah, man. This SWAC. We already mentioned Javius McInnes and Tristan Jarrett. Tristan Jarrett scoring leader at 20.1 points per game.
Respect.
Javius McInnes rebounding leader at 13. Imagine leading the league with
at 3
boards a game.
What league are you playing in? Because I need to be in it.
The Y League. We playing in the Y League. But yeah, out of Prairie View A&M University, we got Cam Mack with 8.5 assists a game. So I mean, like we said with Ayana Warren and Howard, if you got a guard distributing, and I mean, look, A&T, we got Cam Langley. Hey man, your guard doesn't always have to be your best shooter.
You don't have to be
your one guard, you got to be your best shooter, or most prolific. If they're a distributor, you going.
If he playing the point, somewhere, he assisting. That's what he's supposed to really do. But respect.
I'll get to it after I get into these women's stats, but basketball has changed, but there's some aspects that can still stay the same, and you'll be good. So Deja Rogan out of Jackson State is leading all women in scoring with 17.6 points per game. And man, Jackson State, what are they teaching them?
What they feeding them down there? Something ain't right.
They feeding them buckets. That's what they feeding them.
I don't know what's going on.
Dariana Lewis out of Alabama AMU University is pulling down 13.3 boards a game.
Sheesh.
And Nigeria Jones out of Alabama AMU is averaging 4.7 assists per game. Man, even last year, we were reporting last year, and I can't remember the exact name, but somebody out of Texas State, and I think both men and women's Texas State had their the leading rebounders, and man, the SWAT can really rebound. Like, they really get after it on the boards. Like, I think it's
the NBA, so they're actually trying for offensive and defensive boards, and that really helps.
And I think they play at a when I look at the stats, they, it kind of tells me that they play at a faster pace than the MEAC. The SWAC, they just. I wonder. I don't know the last time I've seen a MEAC and a SWAC team play in basketball. Like, I wonder who would win. Like, with football, it's, we're destined to play every season.
That's all almost guaranteed.
So we know, who's going to win.
You know what they should do? What? You know how, like, they got ACC Big Ten Challenge? They should do the SWAC challenge.
That would be real nice.
Yeah.
It's a shame, though, because, we going. We going next year.
Dang. I keep forgetting that this is our last season.
We're out of there.
We're out of the MEAC, man. And at least we saw it through 50 years. That's all I say.
That's true. At least I seen it while I was here, too.
Yeah, man. But, man, if Corona goes away in that first game I go to is against Presbyterian, and that's I'm going to be sick.
I'm dead.
I'm going to be sick. We're gonna have the Aggie Eagle Classic during winter break. Come on, man.
That's facts. That would be...
I'd be so mad because I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna be there, but dang, man.
It's like...
Let me be there when I'm across the street, not when I'm an hour away.
Exactly.
But, man...
And then if COVID restrictions are there, then, they're going to be being that mad extra because you came all the way from Charlotte. We got other people coming from wherever else to come see that Aggie Eagle Classic. You get your
That's why if you're going to open for something like that, COVID's got to be gone.
Yeah.
You can't be like, okay, yeah, limited. We're going to have limited capacity.
I don't know if y'all made it to an Aggie Eagle Classic yet, but it ain't. That's something different right there,
right?
Man. That ain't nothing COVID can.
And imagine an Aggie Eagle Classic after everything's basically opened up.
Facts.
We've been in the house for nearly 2 years. It's going to be at that point.
Been waiting.
So Tiger Woods is conscious and in stable condition.
Yes, and he has had a successful surgery.
That's a badly done one.
Right?
He is in stable condition. He did go through some really serious injuries, though. His legs were basically crushed.
Yeah, done for.
Broken. Done for.
But it's crazy.
He did have to get a rod put in his leg.
He was
Steven Matthews. I don't know.
He was golfing with Dwayne Wade. Right before that. Him and Dwayne Wade were golfing together.
Right before
that. I looked. Dwayne posted and was like, it's crazy how he was literally just here. He was just getting, like, they had made a video together. And he was like, am I getting better?
Was that the same day?
I believe so. Dwayne Wade, unless I'm getting confused, but I swear Dwayne Wade posted that same video like, this is really tragic because I was just with him and then moments later, boom. So,
and I think the most, outside of him being okay and in stable condition, conscious, being able to talk, the surgery being successful, the best part about this news is that he wasn't intoxicated in any way.
Facts.
No drugs, no alcohol in the system, So there's no, it was just an accident, freak accident. And, it's just, I'm just, thankful for that because, he's had history with, substance abuse. I mean, when his knees basically just decided to,
But one thing that could be potentially bad for this is you got to think about all the medications. If like you said, he's already had problems with substance abuse. Hopefully,
well, the thing is though, he's if you can get clean, you can
maintain that. But all the
referring back to that Tiger doc I talked about on Tuesday, like. One of the things that really led to his substance abuse is because his life was falling apart around him at that time. I mean, he was in the middle of that nasty divorce, that real public divorce.
Yeah, they were out in everything.
He was getting outed by 50-some women you know, the head of the Masters, publicly like,
he was on top of he was at the top of the world, man, and then everything
and then it came crashing down. Tiger's in a good place. Well, at least from our eyes, you can never tell.
On the outside,
he's in a good place. Well, it looks like he's in a good place. You can never tell because I'm sure nobody would ever be able to tell what happened in 2009 was going to happen.
No cap.
You couldn't tell. So, man,
for him to have had the big comeback that he had, and for this accident to have happened, is super unfortunate. But again, like you said, I mean, glad to hear that he's still breathing, that he had a successful surgery. We just hope that he continues to recover quickly, and hope that this will not in any way impact his game. And when he tries to make his comeback.
Yeah.
He's got to come back.
There will be a comeback. There will be a comeback because it's Tiger. You can't keep Tiger down.
Okay.
I mean, he was kept down for half a decade, and then came back and won the Masters. He's coming back.
Can't wait to see it happen again.
Right. Can't wait to get that random news on a random Sunday. Tiger Woods is back on top,
Random news on the random.
Yes, he's back.
Right, exactly. So yeah, man, that's been PrimeTime Sports Podcast.
One more thing before we wrap it up.
Yeah, one more.
Your thoughts on Meek Mill's comments, or nice comments, but his
I forget about it so much because I really hate thinking about it. Because Meek, you are an idiot. I'm sorry.
And if I ever I'm going out with my chopper, it'd be another Kobe. And if I ever I'm going out with my chopper, it'd be another Kobe.
And if I ever I'm going out with my chopper, it'd be another Kobe.
Is you dumb?
Dude. And the worst part about it, Meek is from Philly.
That's the first thing that I said. Why would
You're from Philly.
Disrespect your own hometown legend?
Like, really?
But like, go over exactly what was said.
when six. Okay. So
saw that.
So actually, you go over because I can't really recite the exact because I was so upset I didn't even.
So for those of you who are unaware, last week Meek Mill dropped a preview of a song that he has with Lil Baby, and in the lyrics he says, if I'm not going to say the part beforehand because it's kind of inappropriate, but basically he said, if something happens, if it tries me, I'm gonna go out with my chopper like Kobe.
I thought you said, and there's gonna be another Kobe.
Or no, it's either no. I'm gonna go out with my chopper like Kobe, or you're gonna.
And if I ever I'm going out with my chopper, it'd be another Kobe.
Well, basically alluded to Kobe driving in the helicopter crash.
Kobe, yes, dropping and passing away.
That's just like
with his daughter and 7 others in that helicopter.
Right, like.
So it's not even we can't even we gotta remember
a year and a month, Meek.
Exactly. And it wasn't even just Kobe's life that was impacted in that.
Like 7 other people died.
Come on, man.
People are
this
people are like, it's just music. No, it's not just music. Like, this is a man that impacted the world. International sensation.
Billions, man.
And these are people lost their whole, like, goodness, I can't remember. Like, I think a good, like, chunk of those 7 people were in one family. So somebody lost their whole family.
Yeah, somebody lost their whole family. I think 3 people were related.
3 people are I think it was father and 2 daughters.
Father and 2 daughters. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people lost 2 sisters and their dad. Yeah, I don't think you should bring up dead men anymore, but that's it. I think it's disrespectful and all that, and it's unnecessary because you have plenty of things you can say. But with that being said, that has been PrimeTime Sports Podcast, brought to you by Digging Crates, the Hooker and Max Show. We got our info down below.
Down below, man. President.Eli.
Trey Covington, TRECOVING.
Both on IG. And Twitter handle is Polo_McClure for myself.
Same thing for Twitter.
Mention the other shows we got.
We got Digging the Crates, of course.
Oh yeah, of course, man. We got
Hooker and McAdoo.
On game.
Every Wednesday.
Yeah,
every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday.
Join those lives on the IG. Hooker and McAdoo on IG. That's
Balanced Behavior.
And we got Balanced Behavior on Sundays. Yeah, man, we got a whole bunch of shows that y'all gotta show love, man.
Stay tuned. Go on YouTube.
Like, subscribe, share, ring the bell.
Please.
Ring the bell. You get every single show told about when it's posted. Ring that bell.
That's it.
All right, man. But yeah, man, it's been Filthy Franco. Thank you so much for listening. Y'all be safe out there.
Man. Y'all boys be safe. Get that shot, man. I'm trying to tell you, man.
All right. Peace.
All right.
Cut, damn.